Welcome back to the channel, it's Jackington. It is iPhone launch day. I've just come back from the Apple store with the iPhone 17 Pro Max plus a few other bits. I've also got the iPhone Air. This is the thinnest iPhone Apple has ever made. This thing looks insane and I'll be unboxing that in a separate video. But right now, let's just focus on the new 17 Pro Max. The big changes here include a new design, enabling some really clever enhancements. It's not just a change of look for the sake of it. A new chip, a new telephoto, and a really cool looking front camera as well. So I'm eager to test that out. So let's get it unboxed and take a look. Ooh, there it is. I did get the cosmic orange. We will talk about the colours in a minute. Unboxings aren't quite the same as they used to be. There's not much in the box anymore. We've got the phone, a USB-C cable, which we do still get included, but of course no charger. They stopped doing that a couple of years ago. You'll see it does still come with a SIM ejector tool because the iPhone 17s in the UK and Europe do still use the SIM tray. They're not SIM only like they are in America. And that does actually have a difference this year, so we'll get into that. And we also have some paperwork, but there is no Apple stickers anymore because they stopped doing that last year. Let's do the reveal. Oh. So this is the new iPhone 17 Pro Max. Once again, I did go for the Max version. And we do need to talk about the colours. As you can see, this is the new cosmic orange. It does also come in deep blue or silver if you like that sort of natural metal look. There is no option for black this year on the Pros, like at all, which is a bit of an odd choice. I mean, that is probably the most popular colour option, as that is kind of like considered the most professional looking. Blue is probably the best alternative if you want a dark phone, but it's not quite the same. Now, before the announcement, I was planning on just going for white, as I do just sort of stick with black or white each year. But then they went ahead and showed this off, the one in orange. And you guys know me, orange is kind of my thing. I use it all over my videos. So, I mean, I kind of had to get it. And I mean, they might never make an orange one again, so why not just change it up a year? But just seeing this in person for the first time, like, I really love that vibrant colour. It certainly is a bit of a statement and it does really stand out, but I kind of like it. I mean, it's different. Let's boot it up. Now, I have just quickly set this up as a blank phone, but before we take a closer look, to go with your new iPhone, this is the new Snap Studio set from Moft, who are sponsoring this part of the video. This is the most versatile MagSafe accessory collection for iPhone 17, featuring the Moft Movas vegan leather case, the Everything lanyard for extra security, the Snap tripod, the new Snap Field wallet, more on this in a moment, plus the matching Snap Duo watch band. And this is really cool. Each band here is actually double-sided, giving you 4 different looks to match your outfits. And the magnetic snap makes it super easy to wear. The Movas case fits snugly around the new design, covering all of the buttons with a satisfying click and responsive feel, a built-in camera control for swipe gestures, cutouts for the speakers and C port, and a raised lip to protect the cameras. It feels incredibly soft and premium in the hand. And let's be honest, the cosmic orange is a bit of a bold look. It's going to be pretty hard to find a premium phone case that matches the new orange iPhone. But the Misty Cove colour solves this perfectly. It elevates and complements the orange iPhone beautifully. With the new Snapfield wallet, this snaps securely onto the case with MagSafe. Opening the flap, you can pull out the drawer style compartment for easy access to your cards or cash. It has a kickstand that you can fold out. That always comes in useful for browsing or watching videos hands-free, as it works in both portrait and landscape. The whole Snap Studio set is practical with a minimalist design, the perfect match to your new iPhone 17 Pro or Pro Max. And as well as grey, Moft offer plenty of other colour options on their website to suit your style. Click the link in the description to get yours, with a $20 discount available right now. Back to the iPhone and let's take a look at the design. So we have a new brushed aluminium unibody. This is the first unibody iPhone that Apple have made. Now, unibody means that it's pretty much made out of one solid piece of metal. So if you're wondering why we've got this kind of two-tone look, that is because the rear is cut out to allow the wireless charging to pass through the back to charge the phone. You don't want to do wireless charging for a metal back because that is just going to heat up and cause a lot of problems. So instead, they've cut out the back and put in some like color match glass. But like on camera now, this looks almost yellow, but to my eyes, it looks orange, just like a slightly different shade of orange to the rest of the body. With this large plateau, as they're calling it, they don't call it a camera bump, they officially named it the plateau, kind of protruding out from the top side of the phone. And this is actually some pretty clever engineering. So this is now where the majority of the iPhone's components now live, and that frees up more space in the main body for a larger battery. In fact, the iPhone 17 Pro Max now has the largest battery that Apple has ever put in an iPhone, so I'm interested to see what that translates to in the real world. And here's how it looks next to the natural titanium from last year. I am going to miss the titanium. I did really like this look. Like, it looked sort of, I don't know, kind of industrial in its design, whereas this new iPhone, it's kind of got like more of a tankier look, like the way they've like got this plateau at the top, but it does feel really nice in the hand. It feels like the edges are slightly more rounded than before as well. But Apple said the reason why they switched is aluminium offers better heat dissipation than titanium. So that should help with performance, as well as the new vapor chamber that is welded to the inside of the chassis. So this is the first time we've had a vapor chamber on the iPhone, and the idea is that as the phone heats up, the liquid inside will evaporate and move to another part of the iPhone where it condenses and moves that heat with it, and that cycle sort of continues and just helps spread out the heat around the phone instead of keeping it concentrated in one place. Now on the front, it's now using an upgraded version of Ceramic Shield 2, and Apple says that offers 3 times better scratch resistance on the screen, and also on the back too, which Apple says has 4 times better crack resistance. Screen sizes are the same this year, so on the Pro we have a 6.3 inch, and here on the Pro Max a 6.9 inch. And every iPhone this year now has a 120Hz ProMotion display. So Apple has finally brought ProMotion to the standard iPhone, so everyone gets to enjoy some nice smooth scrolling and an always-on display. Then the other change on the display is it now goes up to 3000 nits of brightness for outdoor use. So that is up from 2000 nits last year on the 16 Pro Max, so that should make it even brighter and easier to read outdoors and more contrasty. And as part of Ceramic Shield 2, Apple says that they're also using a new anti-reflective coating, so that should make things easy to read as well. For performance, this is now using the A19 Pro chip with a 6-core CPU and GPU. Apple says that with the new chip and the new material and the vapor chamber, this should now give it 40% better overall sustained performance versus the 16 Pro last year. And I will run a Geekbench test just to compare it against the 16 Pro Max if you want to see some numbers. Now, if you've ever done like a lot of intensive tasks on the iPhone, like shooting lots of photos or exporting video, then you probably felt the phone heat up quite a bit, and that will then throttle the performance. And also you'll often find that it will dim the display. So I'm interested to see how well this new phone, handles these higher performance tasks that we do on these Pro phones. Is the screen gonna dim as quickly, or is it gonna, stay bright so we can actually see what we're doing? And it has gotten better and better with each generation, but I'm hoping that this new vapor chamber, gives us a nice big jump. Now over to the cameras. Every camera on the back is now a 48 megapixel fusion camera. So last year it was only the main camera and the ultra wide, but now the telephoto has also jumped up to 48 megapixels as well. So in the camera app, that now gives us a 0.5, a 1x, a 2x, a new 4x telephoto instead of 5x, and because it's now a 48 megapixel sensor, we can now go into 8x as well. So 4x is now like around 100mm focal length, which is going to be a bit nicer to shoot with, as 5x just often did feel too close, and then you always have the option to go further with the 8x. I will take a few quick snaps to give you a first look at how the photos look. Apple didn't really talk about changes to the sensors on the main or the ultra wide, but the 17 now uses the next-gen photonic engine with more machine learning, and this is basically their image processing pipeline, which they say should result in better detail, better color, and noise handling. So I will have to try it out side by side with the 16 Pro Max in my review, just to see if we can really see a difference. But I think the coolest change here is actually on the front. So this is now an 18 megapixel up from 12, but it now also has a square sensor, and Apple is calling this a center stage camera. So what that square sensor means is that it can now crop into landscape or portrait when you're shooting the front camera, regardless of which way around you're holding the phone. So you can still hold the phone in portrait and take a landscape selfie shot with all of your friends. So if we jump into the camera app, that is you guys there. Hello everyone. We've now got a new button that now switches it into landscape, even though I'm still holding the phone in portrait. So you can take your group shots, and it's just going to be easy to hold the phone while you're doing that. You don't have to do that awkward sort of trying to hold it sideways and everyone doesn't really know where to look because they're not sure where the camera is. So I think this is a really cool change, and I hope this means that eventually one day all of the cameras on the phone are square. I have used like action cameras that have square sensors before, and it's just so useful being able to shoot in both orientations. But it doesn't look like there's any way to shoot in like just a full square crop using the entire sensor. That is something that I really like about some of Insta360's products, is you can just shoot using the full sensor, and then you can decide afterwards if you want to have it in portrait or landscape using just the one photo or video. Then just to cover the battery, the Pros now have even larger batteries, and that is enabled by the plateau to move everything up into the top of the phone and give us more space in the rest of the body. And Apple is claiming that the 17 Pro Max gives us the best battery life in any iPhone. So have to see how that works out. But if you're in the UK or Europe, you'll notice you do still have a SIM tray on the side. Now, when Apple started switching to eSIM, in the eSIM phones, they never actually used the space where the eSIM would have been. It would have just been like a blank empty spot. But this year, in the eSIM only models, they have made the batteries even bigger to fill that space. So that means that if you are in America, where all the 17s are eSIM, then you are technically going to get a slightly bigger battery. And that is going to give you an extra 2 hours of video playback time. Apple only really lists like video playback as their battery length stats. But if you have a Pro with a SIM tray, Apple says you'll get around 31 hours of video playback, 37 hours on the Pro Max, or if you have the eSIM model, an extra 2 hours on each. So that is up to 39 hours on the Pro Max. Now, storage-wise, I think this is going to make a lot of people happy, but the base storage has now jumped from 128 to 256 gigs, with the Pro coming in at $1,099 or pounds, and the Pro Max starting at $1,199, with a 2 terabyte option only on the Pro Max, but that is going to set you back $2,000 or pounds. So if you've got the dough to splash on that and you need a lot of storage, well, now you can. But once again, I did go for the 1 terabyte again. When I am out shooting with like action cameras or whatnot, I do like to transfer that footage onto the phone. So I do need to have like quite a lot of internal storage when I'm traveling and I don't always have access to the internet for a backup. So that's been a first look at the new Cosmic Orange iPhone 17 Pro Max. I will, of course, be spending more time with it to do a proper review to see if the changes are, really worth it and see how good they are. Get subscribed if you want to see that, and let me know in the comments what you want to see tested. I will be unboxing the iPhone Air next, so keep an eye out for that. If you enjoyed the video, hit the like button, that really helps me out. You can also click the hype button, which helps out smaller channels like mine. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.